Hey guys, and welcome to the Igloo today. Today is going to be our in-depth analysis of Rainbow Six Siege Red Crow. Here we have the different locations for this. Right now I'm picking Hibana, one of the new characters. You have the helipad, you have the exit tower, and you have the ventilation units. Each one of these offers a different location. Now, first things to start off before I get super crazy into the in-depth analysis is that Assassin's Creed Unity and Watch Dogs CDs are on the map, just in the holodeck region, and it was really cool and awesome to see. Alright, we're going to start with the outside of the map. The first one is in this corner and is very easy to see, just as outside one of the spawns. If you run all the way down the long hallway and then a little bit over towards the factory region where all the air conditioner units are on the skyscraper, you should be able to see the second one right here. This one is a good region, and this one is used for one of the spawn traps that I'm going to show later on in the video today. Then you have the third one. This third one is out in the main garden region, and it is right on the very corner, which is at one of the spawns of the map as well. As you continue going around, you have this little building that's outside, and you can actually use this to spawn peek, and you can also use this to counter spawn peek. This is one of the windows that I shot out, and I actually got a headshot through that window as well. And then you have the other 2 to 3 spots that are confirmed where somebody can actually peek out the window and see where you are exactly around the map. Here we have one of our drone spots that are very viable in the upper holodeck region. Once you can see around here that the alarm is triggered if any of the cases are breached. But if you can actually get to this spot without any of the other terrorist operators trying to shoot you, you should be able to get on top of here. But it's very, very hard to do, but it pays off if you can get your drones up here, especially watching and having the whole region seen. If no one actually shoots your cameras, you should be pretty good. Now here we have our camera placements that are inside the map. Right now I'm using the other new operator called Echo. Echo is a operator that uses a drone in order to stun the objectors with a subsonic pulse. And each one of these cameras covers a good distinction of the region. Here I'm showing the other one that is around here. Then you have the front entrance to your left, and here is one of the camera placements that you would love to see on this kind of spectrum. And then we're going to keep working on the 3 cameras that we showed you that we shot earlier outside. And those are wonderful camera spots, especially if you know on how to have them called out and the new markings. Here we have the kill hole that is going to be a good spawn kill peeking spot. Now if you're going to be seeing why I'm making it so large, this is just for exaggeration. But as soon as you look outside, you should be able to see, as soon as I mark it right now, you should be able to see exactly why this is a spawn camping site. As they're repelling up, you should be able to shoot them at that distinction. Here's another spawn killing spot that I've actually personally used in matches. And it's just kamikaze running outside and then just putting a hail of bullets in and then running back in.
You will be detected by hostiles. You will be spotted.
Now I'm using Hibana, one of the operators, that is like an Ashen Thermite had a child, and it's a really good operator. Now what you can actually do is to get into this objective is that you would first hit the windows off first, and then you would use an Hibana charge, and then if the operators on the other team start shooting at your Hibana charges, you know which direction to go if being shot upon. Now here we are going to show a couple spots from above that same objective where you can actually be shooting. Now if they're hiding near the bed or something, I would use this kind of spot. I've already used use one of these spots in matchmaking. I haven't used this one over the bed just yet because I've always been killed. Now here's a spot just right above the drop hatch where you can actually shoot from as well, which will make them like think and second guess to actually step out in that hallway, especially if you have somebody on the other window which is trying to breach in. Same thing with defending. It gives somebody to actually have a second forethought. Now there's another one on this side as well where you can peer from this angle. Now, you see it's just the meridian of the door, so you can actually see from both angles from the hole that I've been shooting down right here. And it's a very, very OP spot, especially if you use an echo drone, and you can actually get done and shoot them before they actually try to grab the hostage.
To keep the hostage secure,
Here
fortify the
we
room.
have the kitchen. This kitchen is really awesome, especially when it comes to defending the hostage, but it can also be a burden because you can just jump out the window. But here, to counteract it, even though I'm just making a couple funny holes, is that you can actually look up. You can actually use the room above, just like I showed a little bit earlier, to actually protect the hostage. You can either do it directly above, like on how I'm showing at that spot, or you can go a little bit further inland, which is like near the top cabinets. I don't even know how they would even reach that unless they have a ladder themselves for that kitchen. But if you try to go up through a hole, you cannot. But you can only do it with an echo drone with a flat surface. Now, going upstairs, you can see about my holes. I'm just going to make them a little bit bigger so that everybody can actually know. Like, you can actually use a lot of the top hatch for your advantage, or you can use the one exactly above the window spot right here. Now these holes are really helpful so that you can actually shoot from above, especially when you're echo and you can actually shoot down, stun them, and OP them. Because you have that window as well as the other angle, which is right next to the hatch. I'm just shooting the hatch so that I can show you guys a drop shot, which you can actually do. And that's the hole from the bottom. Now you also have the holes like I showed you earlier from the side for a hostage. Make sure you don't shoot the hostage, Joe, because it's very, very close. And you can see the hostage from that point as well if you want to do that kind of defense. Now here I'm going to show on like practical use and using an echo drone, shocking the window. I just shoot the hostage, screw it. And then you can just drop down and shoot somebody. And it's a very easy way to do it. Here's one of my drone spots, which I've discovered throughout playing matchmaking. If you can land on top of the vase and then the cabinet, and then you can jump onto this beam. It's very close, but you can actually get there. It's a very good spot if you want to actually use it, and you'd be Spider-Man. Spider-Man drone! Yes! Alrighty, the other spot's in the karaoke room, where you can hide behind the wasabi and the whiskey and stuff, and you can actually be like, yeah, they're actually in here. And you can actually like go around, shoot them. But this spot, honestly, is one of the better spots that you can actually use for your drone. Now, continuing on, we're going to be having this little spot, which is right behind the disco ball, which I like using a couple of times. Now, here in the actual, like, karaoke room, which you can see here, you can actually look all the way down here, but you have to be careful while you're shooting there because there's actually a AC duct that you have to be mindful of. And there's also just this wooden plank that you cannot shoot through, which is also below. So you're going to have to extend it just a little bit farther if you want to have a good angle at the window. You can still see it, but it's going to be extremely difficult because you can't just look straight up with that kind of hole style. And there you have it for that little spot. And then our next spots are like a little bit more extreme, but they can still work. Same kind of concept though. Now, while I'm planning this diffuser, you'll be able to see the actual diffuser and see just through like a couple millimeters of space that it can actually work properly. If you are an echo and you have this ability and you can disarm them, you can prolong it, you can do other things, and then you can also just stay down here, stay right there on objective, especially if you know where the spot is for Hibana. Ooh. So you have defense and offensive purposes for this hole as well. Then you have what I'm going to be showing as a couple Valkyrie cam spots. And I really love these spots, and I've used them only a couple times because I've only predominantly been playing as Valkyrie herself, majority on house, because I prefer to play with her on house. But on her, these couple of spots actually are really useful, especially this one right here. You can throw it outside, and you can hit that little peninsula on the side of the house points, and then you should be definitely okay, especially when you're seeing that whole side of the whole operation position that you have right there. Then you have further on, if you have all three that are still alive, as long as nobody marks, you're pretty fucking good. And now, what I've noticed here when I was making some holes is that you can actually shoot from the little courtyard, which is in the middle of the map on the second story. And you can just have a straight beeline to have a plant on the very corner that way, and they'd be like, huh, why are they shooting from that way? There would be actually people there, just keep screwing around back and forth, and you'd be able to have one of the best spots in the game for planting the bomb if you actually have the privilege of actually getting this kind of objective on the second story in Hologram Room. Because Hologram Room is probably one of the better ways to actually like shoot in these different angles, especially if you're Blackbeard and you have a Hibana and you can actually go through that way. Now here's my other position where I can shoot from above. I like shooting through the floor on keeping it very low on the floor because people aren't suspecting you to dolphin dive into the actual like operation position. And then this is a good way now because we are on bomb, we can actually see, like, we can actually plant it above, honestly. And same thing with A and B. Both of these bombs are very easy to have kill holes from above, plant below, and then be like, okay, here we go. And if you make a good distraction above, then they'll be like, oh shit, they look above, and then next you know, they're screwed. Especially on kitchen, because there's normally people that like to sit in the corner and be like, okay, here we go. And there's this other spot that's just above in Jacuzzi, and it's really nice. Now the spot that I really like is above the door still, even though it would still help, because if you plant it just above the door, you can really have a beneficial factor for that as well. But there's also the one behind the couch on karaoke site, and you can actually set up a good angle when it comes to that. Now we're going to be planning right here. I'm going to be planning right there because I want to emphasize the kill hole that's above, especially since I didn't get top hatch blown off. So once I go upstairs, which I am right now, I just chill right here. And it would be one of the easiest spots to just make sure you peek out and shoot from. But as long as you have this angle covered, you can be able to have one of the biggest advantages on your team, especially if you know your spots. Just like in house, just like in every other map, this is just another way to work your levels. I haven't seen anybody do this method yet. Everybody likes to stay in the outside the window, or they stay in the room right next to it and they like have this little hole open. But nobody has ever used the top one. Now again, this is also bomb, and this is just another way to show like what you can do from if you shoot from below this time. Now if you shoot it from below exactly, and you can actually see your actual objective on that one side, you can actually have one of the best advantages for the back windows. Especially I like using Hibana on those back windows and actually blasting through with Hibana. But you can't always have that angle because the room can be very exposed real quickly. It only takes really a couple thermites and or even a couple Hibana charges to have kill holes. So you got to be very mindful about your kill holes. Because especially in bathrooms, all it takes is like literally 2 shots, and they can have both sides completely open to you. And then next you know, you're screwed and you're dead on the floor. Now I like this spot because it's a corner peek spot. Instead of hiding in the bathtub, you can actually hide right in front of the samurai.
10 seconds.
So you can get right in front of that window. It's one of the best spots to actually
5
get to,
seconds and counting.
and it's completely dirty. I love it. I love when you can get these dirty angles. That's why I also show it from above, and that you can have one person just chilling up there, and then you can use this Echo drone, so you can even have further of an advantage if you're using Echo himself. So once I have it flied up and actually in the door frame, it can actually do wonders. You can just have that one Echo right there, then you can shoot on both sides. And it's very easy to defend 2 windows at once, especially if you know what you're doing. And there you go, because that is one of the best spots that I think of that is in this map today. Thank you guys for watching my video today, and thank you so much. If you guys want to see me live, check me out on Twitter, and have a lovely day.